Welcome to Extension Kitchen. I'm Stephanie McCurdy, your host. I am the Health and Human Sciences educator for Fayette County through Purdue Extension. And today I have joining me Miss Zoe Robinson from Randolph County.
Yes, and I'm the HHS educator in Randolph County, so I do the same job in Randolph County that Stephanie does here.
Well, I'm so excited to have you here today, Zoe, because part of our job is to help coordinate the Extension Homemakers program. So Fayette County has a group of women who are part of our Extension Homemakers. And I know Randolph County has the same Extension Homemakers group up there. And like Extension Homemakers are a group of fabulous ladies. So Zoe, help explain to us what Extension Homemakers do.
Okay, so Extension Homemakers, they do so much, it feels like, whether it's fair season or helping out throughout the year. I know in Randolph County, they make a lot of shawls for cancer patients and blankets for Riley. A lot of community service goes in to what these ladies do, and they have club meetings where they all get together and they just work on different community projects, things to better where they're living. So it's a great organization.
So they focus too on the food, family, money, and health in the same way that as HHS educators, we focus on food, family, money, and health. So whether in Fayette County, our Extension Homemakers make meals for different activities. So one of the things is when we have voting days, like the primary in May or the election day in November, our Extension Homemakers oftentimes make food to serve to the poll workers. So they also have been known to coordinate food for families in need or food for a family that has like a medical crisis, like if you had surgery and you need somebody to bring food in for you, they'll help coordinate some of that. So lots of different things that they do in terms of community service and volunteerism and really helping out the community.
Yes.
And also, it's just a really great opportunity for women to get together and love and support each other and share their challenges and really just really be supportive and inspire each other. Zoe and I were just talking a few minutes ago about one of her Extension Homemakers who, being in Randolph County, lost her home to the tornado, and just how that community has pulled together and really banded around that homemaker and really helped her feel loved. So just another way for them to be connected in the community.
Yes, it's almost like its own sense of a little community within our communities as well, because they do get together so much, so they become like a tight-knit friend group. There's a wonderful support system for each other too.
Well, my mom and my grandmother were Extension Homemakers in Wayne County, and I was an Extension Homemaker in Wayne County for a long time. But my grandmother was a 60-some-year member of Extension Homemakers.
Wow.
And my mom has been in Extension Homemakers for over 50 years.
Oh my goodness.
So I literally grew up in the Extension Homemaker family. And so many of the women that I grew up, they were really inspiring. They taught me a lot of things about gardening, about cooking, and they actually taught me a lot about my mother and my grandmother, because you know when you have issues with your mom or your grandmother and you're like, my mom got on me for, and these women would just explain to me how much my mother and my grandmother loved me, and that was so great to have, like, not just that support but just that sense of community where everybody kind of had each other's back, and they handled everything with love and grace, and so just a really great group of women. So if you're interested in joining the group, make sure that you contact, if you're in Fayette County, you can contact me and I will help get you connected. If you're in Wayne County, I can help you get connected up there too. In Randolph County, contact Zoe and she'll get you connected as well. So I asked you here today to help me talk about not just Extension Homemakers, but we have a Living Well night where we invite all of our Extension Homemakers and everybody in the community to come to our Living Well night. And the next one is on September 27th, and it will be held at the Bible Church on State Road 1. And it is going to start at, I want to say 6 p.m., but it might be 3 to 6 p.m.
I thought it was 6.
Is it 6 p.m.?
I think it's 6 p.m. this one.
6 p.m. So we're going to talk about, because it's in September, fall prevention. So talk a little bit about how to get your home ready to prevent falls through the winter. So nobody wants to slip on the ice and fall.
No,
but
not at all.
also maybe looking at some things in your house to make sure that you don't fall, making sure that you have grab bars where you need them, or some things like that. Maybe some simple steps to make your house a little bit safer, both inside and out, to prevent a fall. And then what happens if you do fall? How to, what kind of first aid do you need, and kind of go from there. And then the other session, we were going to talk a little bit about food preservation, I think. Maybe share some of the latest developments in ways to preserve your food and preserve your harvest. So certainly come to the event, meet some fabulous women from around the area, and be connected.
They're always a fun evening. I love it. This is our fourth Living Well evening, I think. So they're always so much fun, and meet some new people, like Stephanie said. So
our April Living Well night was held in Delaware County, and it was based around Earth Day. So we did worm composting and some gardening, and then we had a guest speaker come in from Red Tail Conservancy that talked about certifying your yard as a certified habitat, which was super cool, because a micro habitat for pollinators and bees and insects, and how that benefits not only your garden and your plants, but also the earth as well. So that was a super exciting program.
It was very different. I learned a lot that night. I was like, didn't know this was even a thing. So,
Well, we are going to show you guys how to make some fried apple pie rolls today. These are going to be super fun and super easy. So a little bit of a different recipe, a different take on apple pie. So we're going to start by heating our butter in a skillet over medium-high heat here. So we're going to start with 2 tablespoons of butter.
Turned our skillet on, so we're ready to roll.
That's always good to turn the skillet on.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I once tried to make pork barbecue without turning on my crock pot.
Oh, no.
You know how you leave it in there to soak for several hours? And cook for several hours.
Well, there we go.
And that was kind of sad when I discovered a few hours later that I hadn't turned it on. So before you do any cooking in the kitchen, you should always make sure you wash your hands with soap and water. Make sure that when you're washing, you get your fingernails really well too, for 20 seconds. So sing the happy birthday song or Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Zoe and I washed our hands right before we came on air today, so we've already taken care of that, but making sure that you do that at home. Next, after we melt our butter in there, doing an excellent job.
Thank you.
This recipe is also good if you want to use a plant butter instead of a real butter. We're using real butter today.
These are going to be so fun. Like, these are like a good grab and go.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even need a plate. You can just grab it. It's like a little egg roll.
Okay. Like a little, yes. We have 5 cups of peeled and diced apples here. These are Granny Smith apples. A little bit tartar of an apple in there. So we're going to listen to that sizzle. I love the sizzle, right? Then we're going to add in about 3 tablespoons of sugar, which is right here. I already measured this out for you. Which is kind of a lot of sugar. I'm excited.
I know. These are going to be yummy. When you sent me this recipe, I was like, oh man, this is going to be a good one.
She thought Stephanie knows all the good recipes.
I know. That's why I watch this frequently if I'm not joining you.
Yeah. Then we're going to add in 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. So, oh no, my measuring spoon doesn't fit in the hole.
Oh.
Take the top off. So, there we go. Not quite a whole teaspoon.
There we go.
Ooh. And we're going to do a pinch of nutmeg and a pinch of salt. I never know how much a pinch is, right?
I know.
So I measure with my heart. With a little bit of a sprinkle.
There we go.
Oh, it smells so good. I know we say this almost every time we cook together, but if you guys only had smell-o-vision.
Oof. Yep, this is looking yummy. There we go.
All right, so I'm using some sea salt. Sea salt is supposed to be really good for you, but you should always remember in your diets that too much salt is a bad thing, so make sure that you plan accordingly. You should never have more than 2,300 milligrams of salt in a day. So making sure you're reading your labels and not eating too much salt is good for your heart.
These are looking good.
They are looking good. If you are somebody who loves stewed apples, they're fried apples, this is a really great start to a fried apple recipe.
These hang out a little bit. I'm getting a little caramely in here.
Yeah.
So what type of apples did we use today, Stephanie?
We are using Granny Smith apples.
Okay.
Granny Smith have a really good balance of tart to sweet, and also Granny Smith apples are a firmer apple, so they hold their shape and their texture a little bit better when they're being cooked. So they're a really great one to use in an apple pie or in apple pie roll-ups. They're just not some of the softer apples would be better to use for applesauce or apple butter. Granny Smith apple is a really good apple for an apple pie, or a cobbler, or a crumble, or all the different versions of butter, cinnamon, and nutmeg on top of an apple. So we're just going to cook those until they get a little bit softened. You think they're about ready?
I think so. I think we're about good.
All right, we're gonna put them back in our bowl here when we're ready, because then we're going to melt some coconut oil, because we're going to fry our apple pie rolls in a second. So I'm gonna hold this up for you.
Yep.
I feel like I'm in your space.
No, you're okay. We're gonna just pop them in here.
It's a good thing we're good friends, Zoe.
I know. Getting up close and personal. That's all right.
Get some of that juice in there.
Oh yeah. There we go.
Perfect. We even talk the same.
I was gonna say, did you hear that?
That was almost embarrassing, except it's us. So now we're gonna melt some coconut oil. 4 teaspoons of coconut oil in our skillet. Yes.
There we go.
So coconut oil is a healthier oil for you than canola oil or corn oil or.
Here, do you want me to get that?
Yes. So it's a little bit of a lighter oil, and also this will give good flavor to our roll-ups. Just use the knife here to scrape it all on in there. So we're going to
go. Is there any other type of oil that you think would work well?
Well, we're going to fry these up. So using butter would work. You can actually use the coconut or the canola oil. But when we think about healthy fats that we want to use in our diet, coconut oil is the healthier fat to use. And so much of the time we have to think about our heart health, right?
Absolutely.
And coconut oil has a lower melting point too, so it's a little bit easier to cook in it as well. Don't have to get it quite as hot as some of the other oils. So this recipe calls for egg roll wrappers. I was unable to find egg roll wrappers at the store today, so we are going to use your tortillas, flour tortillas here, to make our roll-ups today. And these are a good substitute for our egg roll wrappers. They'll work just as easily and they'll fry up just as well. So we'll just stick one here. We'll put some of our apples right down the center of our. This is always a challenge too. How many apples do you put in?
I always struggle with that when I make tacos at home. It's always
I
like,
know.
oof, I want to overstuff it so everything's falling out, but
You want to measure with your heart?
yes. Ooh, there we
Stick
go.
that right down in there.
Yum.
So it's more like an apple enchilada.
Mm-hmm.
So the egg roll wrappers, you can close the ends. I'm going to see if I can close the end on
Okay.
this one. See if I can make it more like a burrito.
There we go. And how long did each, like, do I have to rotate it around?
Yeah,
or
so
each
you're
side?
going to be cooking it for about 5 to 7 minutes
Okay,
and kind of turning it so it browns evenly on each side.
gotcha.
So if I was making an egg roll, it would look kind of like that. How about that?
Yeah, that looks good.
Keep them from falling out. We
yeah.
have lots of tortillas on here too.
This one a little flip. Ooh, yes. We're getting some color on here.
Are you a big apple fan? Is this one of your favorite like fall treats?
I am. Apples or peaches, like oof, like
Yeah.
a peach cobbler or blackberry cobbler. I'm a fan. But apples are so yummy too. Anything sweet, really. I don't
Yeah.
really anything really.
Yeah. I agree. I love apple pie. My favorite pie is cherry pie, I'm not gonna lie.
Ooh, yeah.
But an apple is a very close second. Mm-hmm. Move it a little bit closer here.
Give that one we'll keep that one on the side a little bit longer. Some more color on there.
Trying to figure the best way to fold these up. So the egg roll wrappers are square, so they'd be a little bit easier to fold up and keep folded.
Yeah.
Oh, that one looks good.
That one, it almost looks like a little chimichanga.
It does look like a little chimichanga.
This one's getting some good color too.
So this recipe will make, it says 8, but you know how that goes. It all depends upon how much you measure.
Yeah. Did you bring some ice cream with us today?
I probably should have, but I did not.
Oh no, this one's kind of, I'm tearing it apart.
Zoe.
I know, he's flopping around. There we go. Okay, it's still kind of falling apart. These may not be pretty, but
They're gonna
they
taste
look
amazing.
delicious.
Yeah. After they're all done, when they come out, we're gonna roll them in the cinnamon sugar
Ooh.
mixture here.
Oh yes.
Kind of give it a little bit of a crust on top. It's just gonna be delightful.
Uh-huh. That sounds yummy. So, when is your, I know we're talking about fall. It smells like fall in here, but still have the county fair coming up, right?
We do, but this is actually gonna air in September, so
Never mind.
we tape a little early. It's okay. We are super excited about our fair and everything that's going on there. So hopefully by the time you guys are all seeing this, we've had a wonderful fair season, and we are looking forward to next year's fair.
Yes, the planning never stops.
Fair is actually a year-round adventure for us in the Purdue Extension world. After we finish up at our county fairs, we spend some time at the Indiana State Fair as well, helping make sure that goes off without a hitch. So our fair season ends up being like a month long. So by the time you're seeing this, maybe we've caught up on our sleep.
Maybe.
But yeah, it is a year-round celebration of all the things the kids and the adults do at the fair.
So what about fall? What is your favorite thing to do during the fall?
So my favorite thing is, well, I'm a huge fan of going for hikes in the woods. And so walking in the woods in the fall is really fun for me. I am not a pumpkin spice girl. I am an apple cider girl or a hot chocolate girl. So super excited about going to the orchard and spending some time kind of enjoying the apple delights, which these apple pie roll-ups are going to be delightful. Yeah, I think my other favorite thing about fall is just like the crisp, cool evenings, but the fun days.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
you know, the perfect weather for me, sunny and 75, but yet good sleeping weather. So, what's your favorite thing about fall?
Oh, I think, like you said, going to the orchard. I love taking my nieces and nephews, getting some cider slushies, always
cider
picking out
slushies.
pumpkins, and it's just so fun. I think fall is probably my favorite season too, so.
So I'm thinking that if you make these at home, you need to spear them with a toothpick.
Toothpick,
to hold them together while they're cooking.
Yeah, they're just kind of falling apart a little, but it's okay.
We'll put this last one in there.
There we go.
And then you let me know when you think there's one that's ready to come out.
Okay. I'm thinking this one.
We'll roll it around.
This first one we did, he's getting
almost ready.
Yeah, just a little bit more time. This one might be ready. Oh yeah, this one definitely ready. Okay. Put them in here.
Put them on there. I'll go ahead and sprinkle some of this dust at the top of it with our cinnamon, nutmeg, sugar mixture.
Ooh, that looks yummy.
Doesn't that look good?
There we go. Ooh, that does look good.
It does look good. Let's set it over here. So, it looks like an apple burrito. You're right.
It does, yes.
It looks delicious.
That does look good.
Like a little fried apple pie.
Just ready to go. This one's more like a taco look to him. Look at that.
Get it. Oh, I love it. I'm so excited.
I know. Can't
They
wait to
smell,
try
I know
these.
we've already said this twice, but they smell so good.
This one's holding together. There we go.
What do you think while those are cooking? You want to go ahead and do our taste test?
I think let's go ahead and try them. Just
All
while
right.
they're hot, you know? We can't wait till
till it's cutting this one in half. We might have to let it cool for a second.
Yeah, just a little.
It feels a little hot.
These look good.
So, if you were an Extension homemaker, you can make these for a snack for your club meeting because
Ooh, yeah.
you know how like in 4-H the kids come to the club meetings with their their snack night. It could be like apple pie roll-ups for adult snack night.
This would be a fan favorite for sure.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
one more little flip. Oh yeah, we're getting some color.
Oh, that looks good. All right, let's do it.
Let's try it.
Cheers, Zoe.
Cheers. It's pretty good. Oh yeah,
That is really good.
that is yummy.
You know, if you made a little like glaze dipping sauce, powdered sugar glaze, that'd be perfect.
Yes.
This is really good. I'm gonna have a second bite.
I know.
That was good.
Yeah. That is a keeper. This will definitely be one I know I'm gonna make this fall. So.
Me too. I think it'd be good for breakfast. Like a little apple fritter for breakfast.
Yes, perfect. Love it.
Well, thank you for coming to join us today to help us make some apple pie fritters, apple pie roll-ups. And make sure that if you're interested in coming to our Living Well night on the 27th of September, that you give us a call and we'll help you get there and make sure you feel welcome when you get there.
Yep. Sure will.
So have a great day and we'll see you next time on Extension Kitchen.